Hello, world. This is Barbie Lee. This is Shake Talk. This is where we shake up your wake up. We are here to change your breakfast to change your life. We keep it really simple. Change your breakfast, change what you do, change how you think, change what you eat, and therefore change your life using our system, medical, physical, and financial changes in your world. That's how it works. So, welcome to Shake Talk this morning. This morning, our topic is: are you a thinker or a doer? Good question, hey? Today's Shake Talk is brought to you by French chocolate French vanilla. Oh, I like it. All right. So today's conversation is: are you a thinker or are you a doer? And if you went, I wonder if I'm a thinker or I'm a doer. I was going to say you could be a thinker, but you might be a doer. Here's a better example. When there's something going on around you, do you just jump in and do, or do you think sometimes? And I know all situations are different and everybody's, sometimes I'm a thinker, sometimes I'm a doer. But think about in the overall scheme of life. Do you think about what you are going to do, or do you just do things out of habit? That's the question. Do you think about consciously what you're going to do, or do you unconsciously just do things out of habit? I've had a couple situations in my world in the last little bit where I said to somebody, well, do you know about this? No, I was just going to wait till so-and-so taught me. And I said, okay, and then you were just going to do what? Oh, whatever they said. Okay, why? Well, why not? I'm like, okay, but maybe you should do some research for yourself to see if this is for you. No, I'm good. That person's a doer, right? That person also, if something doesn't go right, will blame the system or the other person or what have you because it didn't go right, right? Now, if they thought about it and they researched and they made their own conscious decision, not, oh, I think I'll do that, right? What about why will you do that? Why do you do what you do, right? That's the age-old question, right? There's a whole Tony Robbins video on YouTube about why do we do what we do. Simon Sinek does one too. I think Brene Brown does one too. Anyways, so question: are you a thinker or are you a doer? So we had a little potluck here yesterday for we called it our giving thanks potluck, and I put it onto the meetup. So if people didn't have any place to go, they have some place to go for Thanksgiving, right? So there was 7 of us that came. That was nice. And so to do that, a week ago, I had to think that we should have a giving thanks potluck, right? Then I had to think about what I was going to bring, what was I going to make. Then I had to think about what time of day it would be the best. Should it be Sunday or Monday, right? I had to think about, am I going to have it in my house or in my common building? And some of these things were easily decided because, good morning, because, by the number of people, it's more comfortable to have it in the common building than in my house, things like that. But then I was like, okay, so it's going to be over in the common building. What do I have to bring? What do I have to set up? What do I have to do? So first of all, I got to turn the heat on in there to make sure it's warm, right? Got to set up the tables. And I was like, oh, I should bring tablecloths, make it look kind of pretty. And oh, I have flowers, and I'll bring some flowers, and all those things that I had to think about, right? Now, there are some things that you just do, right? You just show up with your food, right? So, and it's interesting how, I like to plan things, right? I like to think about things because I like to say, okay, what's something that I could do to make someone's life better? What is something that I can do, right? Like, so I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. I don't just wake up in the morning and do whatever shows up, right? I actually think about what I'm going to do. So my question is, are you a thinker or a doer? Do you just get up and go to work every morning because that's what you do? Hear what I said? Do you just get up and go to work in the morning because that's just what you do? A lot of people do. A lot of people simply get up in the morning, go to work, come home after work, and do the same thing. Do dishes, do dinner, skip the dishes, like whatever, right? They just kind of do the same thing, not really thinking about what they really want, right? They get involved with groups or charities or organizations and stuff because they always did it, right? But why do you do what you do? So are you a thinker or a doer? Are you just doing the same thing you always do because you just do, right? I realized the other day, I'm sitting there going, since all the activities of the passing, the transitions of my grandmother and my mother this summer, I'm not doing what I used to do, right? So which means I'm not thinking, because I've always done book studies or classes or groups, or like I've done something to engage me, right? I didn't enroll in anything this fall, and I'm not leading any book studies or anything, so it's really different for me. And I'm like, huh. So I stopped thinking about what I was going to do, and I just started going into do mode, right? And anybody that's had a loss in their family can understand that you just do what you got to do to get through the days sometimes, right? So now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going, I don't like who I've become these last couple of months, right? So I sat yesterday and I went, okay. And I started thinking about who I wanted to be. And based on who I wanted to be, I then decided what I wanted to do. Do you understand that? I didn't start thinking, oh, what am I going to do? I started thinking about who I wanted to be. And then I started thinking about, okay, what do I need to do to demonstrate to myself and to others, right? And to be that person. So I have a list of things, and I'm very excited again, because now I'm waking up, I'm thinking about things that I want to do and be and have again, right? Because I didn't like who I was. So I'm just going to challenge you to ask yourself, am I a thinker or am I a doer? Am I just doing the same old stuff because, I just do it? And then, like, where's that getting you? Where's that taking you? Is it taking you to where you want to be? Now, if you don't know where you want to be, of course it is, because it's just taking you wherever, because that's where you want to be. But you don't know because you never thought about where you want to be. Do you get it? Do you get it? I know it's really empowering when you really think about it. Think about it. See, do you get it? So my challenge today, take it or leave it, is check out how you do things today, how you are in the world. Who are you showing up today as? Are you a thinker or a doer? Now, in your job, you might be a thinker because you might be a manager, or you might have a team, or even a secretary, like one person, whatever, right? So you might say, oh, I'm a thinker. But are you? Or are you just doing the same thing over and over again with different people or different projects? I don't know. Something to think about. Have an amazing day.